Hello, my friends. It's me, Katie King, and I'm here to take you on a journey. So, where are we going? Well, I'm a UX and a UI designer. And all that really means is I design things for people that look good and work well. Naturally, I'm oversimplifying this a little bit, but I know that you're familiar with UX and UI already, because I can guarantee you've struggled to use a product before, whether it be an app or an actual physical product. The classic example is the coffee maker. So say you bought a new coffee maker and you need to set the timer so that it starts brewing at 9 a.m. or something. Maybe that's too late, but let's just say 9 a.m. So you have your coffee maker set, or so you think, and you go to bed. The next morning, you wake up, you get ready, and you're about to fill your coffee cup so you can drag yourself off to another day at work. But there's no coffee. How did this happen? It turns out that in order to actually set the timer for the coffee maker to make coffee at 9 a.m., you not only have to set the time and then press timer start. Well, that wasn't very obvious. This is an example of both bad user experience design and bad user interface design. The bad user experience is that it requires you to both set a timer and then click a separate button to start the timer. I don't know why you would set the timer if you didn't want it to go, but whatever. And the bad interface design is that it's not clear that in order to use the timer that you set, you have to set another button. All around, it's just bad. So how could this have been avoided? Well, why does it need to have two buttons? Like, why can't the coffee pot have an on mode when you're using it without a timer, and then maybe an option within the on and off slider is a timer mode where it just runs off the timer that you've already set. That way, if you know that you want to reuse the same timer or something, maybe only during weekdays, you would just keep your coffee pot in timer mode and it would work reliably every morning at the same time. The benefit to this would also be that if you wanted to change the timer, you could just utilize the timer button that you've already been using without having to do anything else to have that new timer take effect. And also, if you didn't want to use a timer, you could easily turn it off by switching it back into on mode. So it works reliably. There's only one thing for you to change, if that, if you don't want to use the timer, and you'd probably have coffee in the morning and make it work. So another example with perhaps a wee bit more serious implications is for cars. So I read this article the other day that was about a push to start car where they put the push to start button right below a whole stream of other similar sized, shaped, and styled buttons that were all for shifting into different modes of cars. So if you wanted to go to like snow mode or sport mode or something, but the push to start button and push to stop button were right below that. People would be driving on high speeds on the freeway, want to press sport mode because sport mode's meant for high speeds, and press the on off button, which because it's push to start, it would turn the car off at high speeds on the freeway. Hopefully both of those examples give you enough of a sense of why UX matters and how it can be applied to pretty much anything from coffee makers to cars. So, getting to the actual point of this video, which is me starting a YouTube channel for some reason. When I got started in design, which really wasn't all that long ago, I felt like there was kind of a gap in learning resources between the actual theory behind like why design matters and different psychological principles that you can apply to design, and then the actual application of that theory in design software. It seems like there are just tons of videos that are like, this is what we're going to do in design software, and it just jumps right into how to use a feature. And there's tons of videos that are all about theory, and it's just kind of like listening to a guy talking on and no real like application of anything he's talking about. And I had a hard time finding something that bridged the two of those together. So understanding the theory behind design thinking or human-centered design, and then actually applying that in design software to learn, this is why we're drawing things like this. This is why we're reusing components, that sort of thing. And that's the actual knowledge that you're going to have to be a successful designer. Don't get me wrong, those videos are great. They can be very helpful, and I've watched probably a million of them. But I find that they're a little too piecemeal. They're a little too highly specific to actually teach you an overarching concept. Because each video is hyper focused on one specific thing, you don't really learn the side relevant pieces that actually give you context to that main topic you're trying to learn. So you have to kind of find the different pieces yourself and hope you find them all and hope you learn them all the right way in order to make sure that you actually understand that entire concept. I've done the piecemeal. I've done the videos, I've read the books, I've taken the online course that you didn't think would be worth the money and it totally wasn't worth the money. And I'm also here to help you. I want to make learning design easy and accessible for everyone. This isn't going to be some kind of e-course. This isn't going to be some paid thing you got to sign up to my newsletter for. This is just me kind of talking about whatever I want to my webcam. But I like to think that it'll also be very helpful too. So if there's something that you'd like me to focus on specifically, outside of the pile of ideas I have already, then let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can email me, or tweet at me on Twitter, or I don't know, track down my house and come knock on my door. I'm just kidding. Don't do that one, please. So let me know. And I hope to see you in the next one.